Hey guys, yeah, another finger here on YouTube. So previously, I've made a video sharing some of the creepiest superstitious beliefs in Taiwan related to the topic of the game Devotion. But today in this video, I've gathered some of the other superstitious beliefs that we have that are not creepy at all, but rather lighthearted. And although in the past people do actually believe in them, nowadays we just say it with our friends for fun or to joke around. Kind of like the Western belief of four-leaf clovers bring good luck, that types of superstitious beliefs. So I think it would be really interesting to learn about, so that if you ever come to Taiwan and meet some people, or if you already have some Taiwanese friends and when you hang out and some of these things happen, I feel like if you can say it before they do, they will be really impressed and it would be a good topic to talk about with them. So the first superstition we have today is that if you drop your chopstick during meal, someone is going to treat you soon after. So definitely a lot of foreigners tend to find using chopsticks difficult, but you might be surprised when you hear that actually even for most of us who have been using chopsticks their entire lives would sometimes still accidentally drop food or one of their chopsticks, or both, but usually just one. But this in Taiwan actually means something good, because in Taiwan when you drop your chopsticks, it means that someone is going to treat you a meal recently. So whenever this happens during a meal, when someone drops their chopsticks, usually the people around this person would start making jokes and say to that person, "Oh, congratulations, someone is going to treat you a meal very soon." But of course, since this is only said as a joke, it never really happens based on my personal experience except for coincidence. But it really is kind of a relief for the person who drops the chopsticks, because it could be considered rude during the meal, and on top of that, you usually have to bother someone else to bring you a new pair of chopsticks. So it usually makes a person feel bad when they drop their chopsticks in front of other people. So to have other people making joke like that can really lighten up the mood and let everybody just move on from the situation, which is why I actually really like this one personally. There's also another saying where it's the other way around. The person who drops their chopsticks has to treat other people the meal. But of course, it's a little bit inappropriate to demand other people to treat you. So I don't really hear this ever. I know that it exists, but usually people just congratulate the person who drops their chopsticks. Moving on to the next one. When you buy and wear your new shoes for the first time, you need to let people step on them 3 times. What I can say about this one is to never actually do it to your Taiwanese friends. Unless you have a friendship where you're just used to pranking each other around all the time, otherwise they could be really offended. The belief itself does exist, but nowadays it is usually just used only to play pranks on your friends. And as far as I can remember, people do this when we were in elementary school or middle school, but after high school people just say it as a joke and nobody actually does it unless the person with the new shoes themselves are okay with it. I've heard that a possible reason why this costume was created is that Taiwan used to be very poor, and most people in Taiwan used to be very poor in my parents' generation. So if you're able to afford a new pair of shoes, it indicates that you're very rich, and this could make you become the targets of thieves, burglars, and robbers. So to step on the shoes is a way to make it look a little bit older, so that these people might not be able to tell that you're wearing a new pair of shoes that you just bought. So it is kind of a way to protect the person. But it seems that this costume also was presented in the classic famous anime Slam Dunk, in which the purpose was explained as a way to prevent the person from getting injured during sport. Since both its manga and anime are super famous in Taiwan, it could also be possible that the costume is originated from that part of the story. Next, when you have someone passed away in the family recently, and if you see a moth or an uncommon bug in your house, it's believed to be that family member visiting you. So in Taiwan, it is generally believed that our passed away family members will visit us, whether as a ghost, in our dreams, or in a different form, and in this case, in the form of an insect. So a lot of Taiwanese people tend to avoid killing any bug in the house for a period of time after their family member passed away. Especially when they see a moth or a unique looking bug, they believe that it could be their family member visiting them in their own ways, which I find very sweet because it is definitely very comforting to think about when you're dealing with your loss. Many of us also believe and have been taught that before entering a hotel room, you must knock on the door. And the reason is that Taiwanese people believe that there are ghosts and spirits everywhere, including hotel rooms. And furthermore, if they have been living there for a long period of time already, they could consider that their territory. So we have to show respect by knocking on the door and inform them that someone is coming and we're going to stay there for a few days. And we were taught that if we don't do this, the ghost might be offended and cause some troubles during our stay. So this might be the only one today that is slightly creepy. It at least really creeped out my friend when we were on the trip together, and she asked for the reason why Taiwanese people did this. And the last one, I roughly translated it into "you grow what you eat." There is a famous Western saying, "you are what you eat." This is somewhat similar but also very different. So Taiwanese older generations tend to believe that when you eat meat of an animal, depending on which body part you eat, that particular body part of yours will also become stronger because you eat that body part. So for instance, if someone injured their legs, people might suggest them to eat chicken legs or pig legs because they believe it would help the curing process. And if you didn't know, many traditional dishes in Taiwan use almost every part of an animal, including their organs. So if someone has a weak heart, for example, they might also be advised to eat more dishes made of chicken hearts or pig's hearts because they believe that it would help the situation. Furthermore, it is also believed that if a type of food looks similar to one of your body parts, it is good for that body part when you eat it. Some famous examples, some Taiwanese people believe that walnuts are good for your brain because it looks like a brain, and seaweed is good for your hair because it looks like hair, which is really funny, but such coincidence actually intensifies the belief itself. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment and share with me some interesting superstitions in your country or culture as well. For example, I know that in Japan, if you have a tea leaf standing like this in your teacups, it means good luck is coming. So if you also have some beliefs like this in your country, please definitely share it in the comments. I would love to learn about them. Finally, please leave a like if you enjoyed, and please subscribe to join me on my finger journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.